tell me about you. You know, how do you feel after this year? Are you optimistic on the future? And what are your plans next?
I'm optimistic about the human spirit. And if there is this thing where there's some, let's play a game, Brian, for a second. Okay, let's say that. Have you ever seen the Dr. Seuss movie, like Horton Hears a Who? Have you ever heard that? I mean, you got kids,
Yeah,
right? You got young
it sounds
kids.
familiar. It sounds familiar.
Yeah, well, you should know. I mean, if you got young kids, you should know Horton Hears a Who, okay? And if you're not, I want you to go home and I want you to read it. And I want you to understand, because that, if we say that Horton Hears a Who is actually how the universe works, meaning that, this orb that we live on the planet is, nothing but a speck of dust in a bigger orb, and then that bigger orb is another planet. So, it's kind of like the Russian doll, small, 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 big, 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 and each one is a planet. So the essence of the book is that where Horton lives, it actually, the who that he hears is a whole world, a whole universe in this little dust speck, and he protects that dust speck, and it's so on in and above. He's also part of a dust speck, et cetera, et cetera. I think you get the essence. So if there is somebody up there that's watching what's going on down here, and it's an experiment, then I cannot see that this being the end of the human race, because that's really what it's going to come down. It's either the end or it's not. We're going to evolve to the next level. I have faith in the human spirit. I know that the human spirit is beyond the stupidity that we as a species have been exercising. And if you really look at it, you're looking at 530 some members of the political arena in the United States. And, then you've got probably another 500 to 1,000 other political leaders throughout the rest of the world. So you're looking at about 1,500, maybe 2,000 people that really are in control of the 7 point whatever billion people that we have on the planet. And those 2,000, 2,500 people that are in control of the world are really being manipulated by a handful of people that have this agenda at mind, whatever it is, whether you believe in the Illuminati, the 12 families, whatever. There are a handful of people that are controlling them. I cannot see 7.7 billion people allowing the idiocy and belief system of a few thousand people to determine the fate of the human species. If I'm wrong and they do allow, we do as a species allow that to occur, then we probably didn't deserve to be in existence, which is a sad thing. And my concern is obviously my kids, my own family, my own extended family. And that doesn't necessarily mean my extended family that like blood related. My extended family meaning people that my patients, my staff, are the people that are part of our tribe. I'm concerned for your tribe, for everyone's tribe, because it doesn't forebode well. And I just can't see that. I see that happening 1%. In my opinion, about a 1% chance that could happen. I see 99% that this is an evolutionary process. It's painful, it's disruptive, it's agonizing, and that we may pay a very, very steep price in lives, but that at the end, it's going to be a better world. But we are going to allow for many of these injustices that we've talked about and discussed, and how some of these have gone on for generations, to be reset, to be alleviated and no longer tolerated, and to have a system in place that's no longer an oppressive state, but more of an inclusive state. If you look at Darwin's theory of evolution and you start understanding the actual history of Darwin's theory of evolution, then it was actually another, without going through all the history, Darwin's theory of evolution was based upon somebody who was lesser known. I believe his name was Wilkerson. I can't remember the name, but anyway, he came up with this theory. And because he wasn't of the correct social standings, the people that were in control said, let's give it to Darwin to put this out as his philosophy. The problem was that Darwin at that time was losing his mind, and he completely changed the actual essence of what that theory was. And essentially what it comes down to, Darwin's theory of evolution is the survival of the fittest, which means if you have 10, the top 2 that are fittest will annihilate the rest and then survive. That's Darwin's theory of evolution, survival of the fittest. Whereas in actuality, the original thesis was elimination of the weakest, not survival of the fittest, because survival of the fittest is now more combative. It's more competitive. Whereas elimination of the weakest is that those that can't survive are eliminated and the rest evolves. It's not actually elimination of the weakest, but it's more the weakest don't survive type of thing. And so if you think about it, this is more of an inclusive as opposed to a combative exclusive type of theory. I don't believe that Darwin's theory of evolution was actually the correct thing, because if we're going towards that philosophy, then you and I have to be opposed. We have to fight to see who's the fittest so we can survive. Whereas the other version, it's all of us are inclusive, and it's the weak that then get eliminated, so that the evolutionary process allows our improvement, our growth, our the word evolve means to be better, to be stronger, to be faster, to et cetera, et cetera. So it allows us to evolve. But that process of evolution is painful, and growth is part and parcel of that process. And we sometimes forget that can be painful. And I think that's what we're going through right now. It's an evolutionary process. It's something that's going to allow a better world to come in. It's going to be more inclusive, and it's going to be more abundant. And a lot of the injustices that you've experienced, that I've experienced, that many other people have experienced, will no longer be tolerated on a global scale. Won't be tolerated. And I'm happy that when that time comes, and I'm looking forward to that time.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real. And he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. The greedy bankers are about to do it again. In 2008, they crashed our financial system and nearly bankrupted the entire global economy. Then they received trillions of dollars in government bailouts. And after, they demanded fat bonuses paid for by you, the taxpayer.
It turns out the banks haven't just been screwing the American taxpayers, they're also screwing over their investors. Turns out the banking industry is the worst place you could put your money, despite enormous taxpayer bailouts.
Now the bankers are back to take away your financial freedom. They lie and tell you that cryptocurrency isn't safe. They try to make it illegal for you to choose how to invest your hard-earned money. They lie and say cryptocurrency is used by money launderers and criminals. But look at the record. It's the banks themselves that launder hundreds of billions of dollars every year to the biggest criminal operations in the world.
Leaked documents have revealed how some UK banks have helped criminals, money launderers and Russians under sanctions.
American authorities discovered that the Sinaloa cartel moved $881 million through HSBC accounts as bank officials turned a blind eye to the illegality.
The bankers lie and say cryptocurrency is not a real investment. Meanwhile, the smartest CEOs in the world are buying billions and billions of it. The truth is that banks lie about cryptocurrency because it makes them scared. The banks take $9 trillion per year of your hard-earned money, and they are worried that they will finally be exposed. They're scared because crypto means they can no longer control your money, which means they can no longer control you. They are scared because you might actually understand your money and intelligently decide what to do with it. Now is the time for us to come together, fight back, and take control. It's time to educate ourselves, our families, and our communities. Because financial education means financial freedom. We know that cryptocurrencies will help us build the new decentralized financial system of the future. A banking system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. A banking system where access to finance is a fundamental human right. A banking system that is free and fair and welcomes all humans on this earth. The DeFi revolution is happening. We, the people, can no longer be fooled. We choose to take control of our finances. We choose to take control of our freedom. We choose to take control of our future. Join us, and let's take back our financial freedom forever.